Blinded by the pain, I lost contact. Couldn't hear it.
I saw Naido said on the tag guys a carrier.
When I'm missing,
Gun bong for.
but I see the fact.
Gun the man for. Even as one for good, you're getting the information on.
The casket. So many people that will never get the chance.
I am to thank you, God.
They can't you see it so
By Vic Lucas featuring Lady Audrey.
you got for the bad in my life.
Are a total package. The amount of information. You know, entertain. You know, educate. I don't quite be interest. But on them door. I forgot bango tongue on xl1069fm until you tap in. Guess it. If you're not a message, but get for Rico. I wish you got one and a young. So, Zakari, even then, don't them go what vino. It's on the Tiger. I'm in Karen, this young Canabasimano. Call me the sports sailor, the unstoppable, ever dependable, the guy with the jersey number 10.
And of course, I go ahead to expand that net to Nigeria. Good morning and welcome to the Super Breakfast Show. Thank you so much, not just for joining us this morning, but for always joining us, starting your day right here on the Super Breakfast Show. Well, just a handful of attitude of gratitude this morning as we get started on the show this morning. Maybe because we're still celebrating the rescue of the Orire victims, the teacher and the pupils there. By the way, there's been a handful, coming off that particular regard as to the, teacher reliving the ordeals, what they had to go through while in captivity, right? And we understand that the Oyo State governor is also calling for independent hands, United Nations, to investigate what actually happened. Meanwhile, the federal government has said, nah, why are you calling the UN to come and investigate something that happened in our country?
The devil is always in the detail. Don't check the detail.
So the presidency has criticized your state governor over that call for United Nations to lead an investigation into the abduction of the pupils and the teachers in the state. And they say, look, this is totally unnecessary. In fact, it is politically motivated. That's what the presidency is saying. And into that regard, don't forget, your state governor had some time ago said, look, I declared around 4 a.m., right, or in the morning, and not too long after the abduction took place, that it is politically motivated.
So, according to the Mr. President, he's always his opposition. So the enemy is immediately my honor say to go after them. Those people of more. If they are found guilty, in the competent court of law, I've said more to substrate.
Exactly.
For how long are we going to suffer because of your enemies? This is a purported enemy. That's where the issues are.
Talking about suffering, the principal spoke about what they had to go through. The 56 days. It wasn't a funny one, as a matter of fact. It wasn't a funny one. Let's quickly get an insight to a bit of what she had to say.
There are times that we had hope that we won't come out alive. Mr. Michael was killed on the second day we got there, but Deacon was killed on the first Sunday of June. The first Sunday of June. They killed them purposely because they felt that would force the hand of the government to give them whatever. They tried a lot, but we're so grateful that we have the government that thought much of us. We discovered that the whole world was interested in our case. We thought so. all we want to say is thank you very much to everybody, especially the officers, the governor, the president, everyone that has been involved in this case. We have scars already. We believe with time we will heal. And we pray that those that lost their lives, the Lord will console the family. So on behalf of everyone, we are saying thank you from the depth of our hearts. We appreciate you so much. We appreciate all you have done, the effort you have put in, so that we all came out alive. Thank you so much. May the Lord.
Now, exactly part of what she had to say yesterday while relieving the ordeal. And she said that, look, the people that were killed were killed because the terrorist intended to have the federal government, bend to yield. So by killing those people, they hoped to achieve that particular aim. Meanwhile, on the other hand, we understand that the government, got the family members of the terrorists and threatened them also and told them, look, if you don't let these people go, or if you don't yield, right, we're going to also attend to your own people. That was on the other hand, though. Now we have some people who are still not necessarily having it. A lawyer, Barrister Darlington, also had a few to say, following this particular development. It's best to hear him say it just the way he had come in.
You release the children who have been in captivity for 46 days. 56 days, yes. Immediately they came out. Listen very well, because I remember what Adolf Hitler did. The only thing that came out from the mouth of those children is, we thank President Tinubu. We thank President Tinubu. Who told them? Do they know Tinubu? Those kids, do they know Tinubu? Who told them?
The vice principal should know Tinubu now.
No, but those children.
There were 5 teachers in all.
Who told them to start thanking Tinubu? Who told them?
So it's been a handful of that as well.
That's another thing. But
going around.
My honor, though, I have been watching many detective movies. I make scenarios like that. In the young sense detective movies. My mama, family member, I wanna ye terrorist. I will mama the family because he am not for son. I'm using I'm a cover team go on. For ya worry exchange yaba your family member for you. Or your family member remains in that, it lock more down until you come out. And they will find who. Are you very way near ma? You see that may say my convocan, may say my team, may say my Emma my head get 10 until for warding more mum fin. And a more mum fin, young order. So, come mommy Emma. See that my son and the Tommy Yak me. So what happened next? More young son and those family members young. So Monday young continue their rampaging abi. Are we thank good as alleged?
It was more of a psychological operation.
Okay, psychological
by
operation.
Holding down the family.
Even though okay, so after that, even though the young feel depressed, it is so sad. The young son, even though they were young on the end, young son and family member, it can come to go against wrong. You come back. See, I'm going to talk about it, okay, until there is a total cleansing, total wiped out, neutralization of criminals. Terrorists, that's just the truth about it. All this exchange, change position, he moved to another place, kidnap more. The same thing will now play out. For me, terrorists, you go say forget me no you see that you take them out, there can only be one captain in the ship. Who should rule this country? Is it terrorists or the Mr. President? So they should decide.
Okodi, we understand that according to one of the security sources who spoke to newsmen, that one of the earliest breakthroughs came after security operatives reportedly used ransom negotiations as bait, to expose members of the terrorist network. We understand that one of the suspects was arrested during the process, and intelligence was obtained from him. So that was how the security agencies could identify the routes which food, logistics, and other supplies were being ferried to the terrorists inside the forest. We also understand the account of casualties of the operation, right, came at a high cost. Among the fallen was Lieutenant Felix Ademe Isaac, a 28-year-old Nigerian army officer, right? And of course, we understand he was laid to rest last Friday, the same day the rescued pupils and teachers regained their freedom, 56 days after. We also understand that although he did not live to witness the rescue, right, the colleague said, look, his sacrifice along those of other fallen security personnel had laid foundation for the intelligence, that ultimately secured this victory, right? So let's know what are your thoughts with regards, that particular development, precisely as it regards the ransom negotiations as bait.
Well, first of all, let me appreciate the brave soldiers and military officials in Nigeria. They have been braving it. They have been on the front lines, whether they are properly armed or not. They are taking the oath to defend the integrity of Nigeria. They have been going at it. Sometimes we hear stories that they are not properly being catered to in terms of welfare, in terms of equipment, and the likes. But regardless, they still go at it because they obey the last command. And so when you have things happen on the other side of what we expect, we know that perhaps they were not given the last command. Oh yeah, so a military officer cannot just act on its own. He has to receive that last command. Now, the vice principal, the released principal of that school, says that one of their colleagues was killed and another was later killed to force the hand of the government. What did the terrorist want? The terrorists all this while have been demanding ransom payments. They have been demanding ransom payments. So when they forced the hand of the government, I expected the story to be a bit longer than that, more detailed, but it stopped there. They unalived two of their people and others to force the hand of the government. What was in the forcing of the hand of the government? And so the security agents had to go the other way to also get their members of the family members to force the hand of the city of the terrorist. What were we forcing the hand of the terrorist for? These details are missing. And if you ask me, I would expect that this particular detail should be out there instead of the detail of how they went behind the tactics they used to force the hand of the guys. Now, there's another angle that the conversation of ransom negotiation was on the table, which was actually what forced the hand of the terrorist to release these guys. So there was no rescue. So maybe with being very very modest, very modestly saying, and very respectfully and in all sense of honor and decorum, acknowledge that the man who passed away, the lieutenant colonel who passed away, did that in good faith. Perhaps there was some exchanges, perhaps not. These are the details that we expect to come out. But when you use the word release, it was a peaceful outcome. When you use the word rescue, then it was a very fierce battle. You went there, you took over, you subdued the enemy, and took back what they took from you. That's the language and how it should pan out. So when ransom was involved, all right, the peaceful negotiation went through and they were released. And now instead of having a straight up exchange of bullets and gunfire so that the other party would subdue, and we want to see pictures. Now we've had thanks, commendations and praise singing to the president by the released captive. We want to see the army also brandish the bodies, neutralized bodies of the bad guys. If a lieutenant lost his life, let's see one commander or two IC of the bandits that also lost his life in the process. That's how it should go. You see, propaganda works a lot more with some evidence. Yes,
with some element of truth.
Yes, so show us. It'll do the job better than just telling us that, oh, a lieutenant lost his life. We sympathize with the family of the lieutenant and the military, but let's also see the pain we inflicted on the bad guys and members of the camps.
Do you think Governor Sheyi Makinde is wrong to call the United Nations to lead investigations into?
I've always demanded that Nigeria should seek foreign help in this matter. It has become an international matter. The other day, the U.S. brandished pictures of taking down the photographer of ISIS. Guess where? Down here too. The other day, you heard the second in command, one of the most wanted fellows, terrorists in the world, was neutralized on Nigerian soil. And so it has become an international issue. So why are we hoarding that help? We need help.
Is it not unnecessary
to seek help?
Yeah, sovereign nation. You shouldn't
to seek investigations in a situation that the government has, in quotes, apprehended.
Sovereign nation.
There is also an angle to having the U.S. on Nigerian soil helping us. Some people are saying, look, we need to get past the fact that the U.S. is offering to help. The countries that the U.S. has offered to help, how much of help have they, received since then? Countries like Libya that the U.S. helped, that are still in turmoil till today. Countries like the DRC and the rest of them. Let the United Nations come in. Let the United Nations come investigate and help.
What happened?
Come in. Yes, we have to invite them. We have to tell them that we need the help. And then they come in and investigate and also help.
And in the political system,
we are lacking in a lot of things.
In the political system, opposition, we are weakling.
We have
so you think there's a part of this that the military has not explained?
Yes, we are weakling. We are not competent enough to fight terrorists. Therefore, we shouldn't be voted back in 2027. That's for the politics.
All right, let's quickly move away from that for a bit.
Country of a particular country.
The indigenous papers are here. Mail newspaper is our first protocol. Lead story, Akwa Ibom Assembly Committee lauds Uyo Council's committee project. Says Dr. Odo has lived up to expectations as Argon chairman. Some people have said that the committee might as well just, laud all the local government areas.
But that's what they've been doing.
So don't forget where I'm, sir.
Except on Padding, where they carry the chairman lay come outside. Why not do
okay. Akwa Ibom State House Committee commends on our chairman for service delivery. This greater performance. By the way, they were added to you too. Yesterday.
Well, sometimes it could be that not necessarily that they don't find any faults in the administration of local government. It could be that yes, they commend, because the more you commend, the more you encourage the person to work. That is if the person involved is someone who is interested in working and delivering dividends of democracy.
Is that so?
It's an angle, the psychological angle. Okay. You commend and you boost, you massage the ego of the person, and then the person performs better. So that could also be a psychological tactic that the House of Assembly is using.
Okay. When you put it that way, it makes more sense. Hopefully,
anyway.
But it doesn't. Perhaps they find faults in their fact-finding missions.
Okay.
And they call the chairman, and say, okay, adjust this one, and maybe they decide to leave that away from us, keep that away from us. But we elected these guys into office. Whether or not you cast your vote, our money, they take the service, their term, their existence in office, they are being serviced by taxpayers' money. So whether or not you cast your vote on that day or not, it is your money. It's called common patrimony. So whether they did well or not, the House of Assembly committee should be able to commend them on ABC, massage their ego on those ones, and also look at the responsibilities of local government as enshrined in the Constitution, and also tell them, okay, in this responsibility, you have not done well. You have failed here. You could improve here, and all of that. Let us also know that the members of the House of Assembly know the role of the local government chairman, right? The role of local government, and let us also know that they appreciate that they receive so much funding from the federal government, and because so much funding coming from the federal government, we expect that so much will also be on ground, because they are the government closest to the people.
I see that point of view. Maybe that's probably why the House of Assembly is commending the chairman of E2 local government area for constructing and furnishing an ultra modern, secretariat complex.
Mass commendation.
For procuring official vehicles for the leader and the secretary of the council.
Yes.
For ginger cultivation.
I do mass commendation.
For an ongoing civic center. Let's take a breather, Aqua State. We'll be right back.
Yeah, what you gonna do now?
This is
Super Radio. Super Radio.
1069 xl1069fm. 106.9 powered to XL.
Guy, we don't talk since so. Make I go do my work, We go continue this talk later.
Oh boy, you don't talk. Haba, you know the tire.
Now the new level be that too. This new MTN sachet bundle don't make life easy for me.
Brotherly, involve me now. Make myself they follow ya like you. Talk until you tire. When you day on top the new MTN sachet bundles, dial *312*7# and press 2 to start to enjoy from 100 naira. Load them, talk they go.
The world has moved from celebration of certificates to impact and ideas. At Danny Joy International Schools, we are determined to raise critical thinkers, world leaders, and change agents. We are equipped with leading-edge facilities with determination to nurture a total child in an environment where a child is free to grow and explore with our advanced chemistry, biology, physics, ICT hub, music hub, sporting facilities, and much more. Admission is ongoing for boarding secondary students. We are located along Waniba Road after Ibom Hotel and Golf Resort, Ifyayong, Uruan, Akwa Ibom State. For more inquiries, call 0810-364-9178 or 0808-824-8176. Danny Joy International Schools. Honesty in learning is our legacy.
Everybody say ISPON. Hello, safety professionals. Did you know it's illegal to practice safety in Nigeria without being registered with ISPON, that is, the Institute of Safety Professionals of Nigeria? Yes, it is. So join ISPON today. Get certified, trained, and connected with Nigeria's top safety network. Watch out. Scammers are out there with fake trainings and phony ISPON certificates. Always verify whether you're an individual or an organization. Check those ISPON certificates and locations. Using or presenting a fake ISPON certificate? That's a crime, punishable by law.
To learn more, visit ISPON Akwa Ibom State Branch State Secretariat, number 59 Editakpan Avenue, 4 lanes, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, or call 0803-737-6472 or 0808-860-6738. ISPON, regulating safety management and practices in Nigeria.
Hey, are you ready to start school? 'Cause I am.
Attention, all school owners and heads of schools in Akwa Ibom State.
The new academic session is just around the corner. It's time to make sure your school is the talk of Akwa Ibom. At xl1069fm, we are launching our massive back-to-school promo to help you reach more parents and students than ever before. Starting July 1st through September 30th, 2026, we've got an unbeatable offer. Buy 10 advertising slots for your school and we'll give you 5 extra slots absolutely free. That is, pay for 10 jingle spots and get 5 extra slots for free. Don't wait until the rush begins. Secure your airtime early and be the first choice for families across the state. At XL1069fm, FM, we want to help you share your school's unique vision and excellence with the families that matter the most. And that is why we are giving to you this back to school promo. Don't miss this opportunity. Remember, when you pay for 10 slots, you get 5 extra slots for free. XL1069 FM, amplifying excellence in education. Your school, our platform. Together we grow.
Let us take a tour to your community and explore every route.
Popular market here, Ukam, is being affected.
On behalf of the village head of Nkorikana,
from about the Pepsi.
Comprehensive High School.
Let us help present your request to the right authorities.
Primary school.
All the way from Fort to Yongshan down to Akbaden, the road is not good. We suffer a lot, and if you enter bike, the bike will charge.
Join Community Report Mondays through Fridays from 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Community Report, exclusive to XL1069 FM.
All right, welcome back, Akwa Ibom State. Thank you very much for staying with us. Super Breakfast Show. We've been looking at a number of headlines this morning, courtesy the Homegrown Papers. IG here, Sports Seller and Okodi. And just before the breather, we were talking about the, a handful of A+ that the local government chairmen have been getting recently. By the way, the governor has also held the president's local government autonomy policy, and he's also calling on the council chairman to deepen rural development. Right?
Yeah.
On the ice portal this morning, the lead story there is captured as oversight or overreach. Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly's local government scrutiny sparks constitutional debate. Worthwhile read there.
Again, because if we check the meaning of overreach, I do stretching beyond proper limits. May do the oversight or anyway. Some local government chairmen, based on the funds that are available to them, try in their own way because say you know, in that regard, making me the report local government chairman to local government chairman I receive trainees them millions of naira, so also giving them startup funds. So I commend Honorable Lubong Kut, known as Kuti, for that particular one. Then talking about the governor, well, on the side of the governor, it is good to commend the president. That's one thing if there is one thing that I blame President Bola Ahmed Tinubu Boiba, insecurity and removal of subsidy without proper waiting of proper understanding how it to be the adverse effect. That's where I blame the president Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But local government autonomy, the president had time with that number. My own, what does it take if truly the local government autonomy is saying okay, can I go about financial autonomy? Why? And the governor is commending the local government chairman for people's oriented project, legacy project. Why, if truly we have financial autonomy, why are we still having joint account committee meeting every month before Alawi a drop from the FAC? Why? Number two, your governor member say a legacy project mega one local government and Uwa is also good, no doubt about that. What it doesn't take much to build Urwa. On right open blocks When we talked about it, we are deep in democracy in the governor. It was supposed to. Now we are now seeing local government as a more of agency, state government agency, state government intervention agency or department. It was supposed to be standalone. That's the third-tier government. The third-tier government. A local government chairman was supposed to tie a road. Adiyongosong was supposed to build primary schools and secondary school. A local government chairman was going to table up primary healthcare centers. Then a local government chairman was going to perimeter fencing. Every primary school, every secondary school, local government perimeter fencing. All the primary healthcare center local government local government chairman was going to any access road at our primary schools. We need access road to primary school, access road to secondary school, access road to primary healthcare centers. These are the things that the government, local government, but the government, is these funds really available to them? We are talking about 2 weeks ago. I'm code from the FAC allocation. A local government said was 760, 780. 620 20 million every month, and most Lucy of a frame, okay, Ruma. Even as a woman, no community, local government chairman, they say you from the Benolke, they say you from the Benganosis, they say you from the. At the end of the day, what was the essence of the local government? Was it not existing for the grassroots people? I'm organizable government, government commission, healthcare center, government commission, primary school. It would to the state government. That was supposed to be the local government chairman's job. And your job was supposed to be creating enabling environment for businesses to strive, whereby in the power sector, power sector, can you tap into this gas sector? We have gas flaring, it would be to state government, primary school, secondary school. So more than the local government chairman, so that was the essence of this local government financial autonomy. So that they carry your local government chairman and issue to money, okay, you take care of the primary school, take care of the secondary school, take care of the healthcare center. At the state level, I'm not great employment to now in the youth. But the state government abandoned their primary duty. They are going after the jobs of the local government chairman. So that's why we are suffering. That's why all this money is released me from FAC allocation. The people are not feeling anything. They don't feel anything. Farmers, they feel okay. Traders, they feel okay. No matter how now, for okay, man, you see 5 billion. Traders, no, it should be at the grassroots level. Since are we producing? Akwa is a consumer state. We are not producing anything.
There are people that hold the argument that the Akwa State House of Assembly should not conduct oversight against the local government areas. That it should be the local government councillors.
Okay. Another thing about the local government chairman Nsibido dia memo. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, this is our assessment. Recommendation to the governor.
Right.
At the end of the day, will they recommend one or two things to the governor? Okay, from the oversight, this is what we think that would have been done, or local government chairman,
right.
Or accountability. Transparency at the local government level.
Good.
This local government is not accountable. There is no transparency.
Maybe that's because the local government they've gone to have been accountable.
Do we know the detail? They should furnish us with the details.
The other criticism is that they themselves should not be there in the first place. What do you think about that?
Well,
that it should be the councillors.
The Constitution of Nigeria 1999 as amended. When we talk about local government autonomy, that constitution comes into fore. A lot of times we've had analysts say, even lawyers speak to the fact that the Constitution of Nigeria, like we have it, is incapable of leading us to prosperity as a nation. There is a lot of drawbacks in the Constitution, especially with the local government autonomy issue. I believe that the reason the federal government is toning down on it is because of these constitutional drawbacks. Section 7, sub 1 of the Constitution grants local governments or houses of assemblies in states the power to make laws for the local government and also to monitor it, conduct oversight, finance, local government accounts, and all of that. That is the ambiguity and contradictions and paradox in it. So, first of all, we must get back to the table and rethink the 1999 Constitution, as it were, walk ourselves back from there, and then strip that power, strip the House of Assembly and State of that power before we can talk about it. You see, so when because of this law, the state governors exploit it to say, okay, because they are subjugated to the House of Assembly, they cannot have their independence. They must be, because the state government stands, the state executive stands alone, the state legislature stands alone at equal levels, and so the state automatically oversees the activity of local government. So they exploit that and run their finances for them. So we must get back to the Constitution and sort that out. Albeit, my question would be, why are we slowing down? The 2014 confab spoke to this issue. There was a committee that El Rufai had headed one time, and it also spoke to the economic situation in Nigeria and how Nigeria could be bailed out, local government in Nigeria could be bailed out. It also spoke to this issue. Or the Oronsanya report, the popular Oronsanya report, also spoke to this issue. Why is it difficult for us to pivot back to these conversations and implement one of them? Just pick one of them and implement. I would prefer the 2014 confab because it was a lot more comprehensive and detailed, and even spoke to state police and spoke to the regional government, the true federalism, that we talk about every now and then. So it is the will of the government, one, and stakeholders to agree to get back to what it is supposed to be. I'm afraid that until then, truly speaking, we may not have the local government survive in the manner that we expect them to survive. But the question would be, or the other consideration would be, regardless of the fact that you are allocated 700 million naira, for instance, in a month by FAC, and you get 200 million naira, if you are a well thought, you have a good head on your shoulders as a local government chairman, you should be able to think up a project to even still do for your constituents. There are things that matter to them.
Well, that's where priorities come in.
Yeah, there are things that matter to them that you can still do, even with that 200 million out of 700 million. We'll talk about how local government or state governments rob them. Because I don't see why, the issues with the Constitution as a state government, you want development at the grassroots. Why not take 200, for instance, over 700, right? Why not take 200 and give them 500? Why they beat them down like that? And you want them to come and be worshipping you and begging you for grants and handouts to solve issues in your local government? That's not fair. So that's when you now see the humanity and the inhumanity on the part of governors in this local government administration. Something.
Now we'll hear from you now, the people. If you're in the local government area, let's leave the phone lines open for now. Right? 0700 000 1069 or 0809 222 1069. You can send a text or a voice note to WhatsApp at 0809 333 1069. Let's know what your thoughts are. Have you had any revision to it as it regards local government autonomy in Akwa Ibom State and the performance of local government chairman? By the way, the ICE portal has got details of that story on the cover page. Good morning to you.
Hello.
Good morning. We can hear you. Oh my. You could send a voice note via WhatsApp. Let's get the next one. Amesire. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
I'm Don. I'm calling from
Welcome, Don.
Yeah. My concern this morning has to do with the release of the people that was kidnapped in Oyo State. Sometimes it baffles me, and I see the reason why the National Security Advisor said that journalists will be added to the rescue team, to the war front, to be seeing exactly what the army are going through. Sadly, we saw a lieutenant who lost his life in the course of that rescue mission. And instead of appreciating what they do we expect them to go? Maybe in the course of rescue mission, those people that they went to rescue was killed. All of them lost their life in the process. The people have been following up the release from the military operation went on. And we are still thinking they pay ransom, they do this one. How do we wanted them to do? The most important thing was to get those people released.
Exactly.
That's how you go to get those people. You end up pulling them in the process of the operation. So we should appreciate the people, the efforts and their sacrifice that they have made for this country.
Okay.
And they are earning less than 100,000 naira. And for local government and administration, I'm not surprised if you go to those places that are now building a town hall or banquet hall. Why? Because what they're supposed to do has been taken over by the governor. The governor is doing market, he's doing primary schools, doing primary care center. He's doing everything that the local government chairman supposed to do. And now the people does not even know what to do with the money. They now build the banquet hall, inside the secretariat. And the House Assembly that are supposed to oversight the governor, they are now oversighting in the local government. Who is asking the governor what he's doing? Is the House Assembly doing their duty? And then what is the primary assignment of the councillors in the local government? What are they doing there?
All right. Thank you.
A password of no confidence. Was in moving.
Good morning.
The confidence returned.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
What's your name? We can hear you. What's your name?
I want to say something about
Tell us your name. Tell us your name.
Since we have problem.
Let's get the next one. Please tell us your name when you come on board, right? And where you're calling from. Good morning.
Oh my God.
I miss it. All right. Good morning.
Very true. I think I did mojo secretary. And if you didn't know, if you might have mojo and a little applicant, and if you didn't know, you don't marry entitled to a boy for mojo. Yay! Now I'm not going to have mojo no more. And you don't know to work in the winter. I know that. I think I really only now I get to implement this thing. This is also simply getting medicine of Quaibum, whom one I was in a mojo. I'm working with the mortgage and get up late. From this one to this one, you don't have my work with him. I'm not saying him also. Okay, you know, okay, let's say 75. I feel very good. I don't believe because I for you, I for you, I for Temudomo, I for weight, I for normal. So tell me now that person let me say the same. So the other assembly boy, Bomenam, more Temudomo, more Riboro, more weight. So they can keep even 150% of goodness. People can get out of one set and better. I didn't say that quite good.
Very bad. I do a guardian on the Yabandel.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
To you.
Welcome. Welcome. Go on.
Things concerning local government operations is very, very questionable. It is only when they want the vote that they will come and go house to house and campaign and seek the consent of the masses. And when it comes to government or governance at the local government level, the consent of the masses is not sought for. It's so dramatic. But I believe one thing in life, that we shouldn't trust human. Any creature of human doesn't work to the trust. We should only bestow our trust to our creator. So whoever knows what is good should do, and whoever knows what to do, they refuse to do, and go the meandering way. Compromise. There is every merit and consequences to every action we take on earth. Two things, merit and consequences. That's my take. Goodbye.
All right. Thank you.
Good morning, xl1069fm. Good morning, the three wise men in the studio. God bless you. I'm Didi Uncle calling in from Icona. But I want to talk with regards to these children and the teacher that was released from the hands of the abductees or kidnappers. But I have been listening carefully. All of them are praising the government, and I don't understand. Children that have been kidnapped for months, and the only thing that they could say is to praise the president and the government and everything. No, there's something that is missing. Those dots are not connecting. Mbok okori IG sponsor mbok nekese mbok afom mo minekisan kukan or wo mo menikin aminke nyongdi for months. Somebody is fooling somebody here. But I think all this is a script. Those people are not even telling us what happened or anything, what they were passing through. They are just as in congratulating the government, as in no, now sponsor God bless you.
All right, but I wonder though. You say that they haven't spoken. She spoke, the teacher, right? She spoke yesterday, right? So I don't know. Is it? But who should thank the president? Who should the children be thanking?
Thank the president.
Yeah?
Thank the president.
Okay, aside the governor of your state, the security forces, right? Is it not the president?
I can only thank the president. Whereby my abductor music moment get wood market
because some would say it's only natural to thank your government for aid coming to your rescue.
For some weeks this year maybe all the same people young migrate take out your ida ma te pega yoro ma aye me any e ganga ma te igri yaram bok dum unen menyaga ngo ma te pendiro ga kwara ma ra ka yo si daro yon te bi mani te pirare ka sente when ma ono dong as no doubt, but how about the lives that were lost? Who would account for those lives? These are the questions. For me, would this year. Even though for me, I will still say this and assume and understand. The president enemies they didn't want to be perpetrators. Meaning, go off for your enemies. Some more enemies, nobody don't go for no back.
So that means there's no problem with having the United Nations come investigate.
Yeah, now because the president of everything is my enemies, my perpetrators. They don't want us. So that means go for all perpetrators. Some more come money don't go for no back. Simple.
So welcome.
Thank you, sir. Me madam mo fe ese na mo tumom aye do ni den. Ndo le mben jang ko mba floor ku yo.
Okay.
Ja ba ko. Ku yo ido yo nge ke te ba ge mbo. Agbe o ta ma na ko. Eri so mon ti ro ge nkan wo do re ni o do. Tu do be ne ge wo fly over it jam. Ja ba ni ko no ba lu se do mo to gi de be ni ne di su ku song makara. Ti ko de be ne road. Ake mi mo ka am go ba. Ada me glo. If the governor is going to put him down, I tell you on here, losing Lawrence, a sin. I get what I get even on the governor, Yanam, no, you don't know. I'm a year on the Jimbo Yanam, no, who you be you. Again, you're wrong. Former governor, Ababio, I was Senate President me. If you boy, you get the Pedro, I will get from Mongo, you win a Yati, Nam Telam, I get walking, can eat Tamaro. You know,
the thing I don't care, but yeah, I know you said just have patience.
Other clients, like when it is winter, it's a season, they prepare for it. We know that you're going to be cold, but our greatest problem will have been the rainy season. But we don't prepare for it because the preparations are poor. There should be layers of preparation: personal preparation, family preparation, local government preparation, strict preparation, and then the state preparation, preparing for the rains. That is where we are missing it because we already know those places.
Or does that provide an answer to the series of M's?
I don't care. I see. You don't go. Yeah, Yeah, you them. Remember the money that for last year. I don't the money that for year before last.
Okay.
Then every year, some January, February. These are the federal government agencies say why the Number 1, Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency.
Name it.
National Emergency Management Agency. Nigerian Meteorological Agency. Kerme yadim. Mbok but for back a certain state in them, a certain local government them. Mbok ekbedari enough so ekbedo at that level. Local government afan ba sakero mfan mega ga sakwa camera mi esi yoga phone said and mo wega ka for yogi sakina mutum. Nsiguru mo ina mother thing even when we are reactional, reactive to issues, we are doing it sharply because more we take the time. Kota is drainage at 5th Ota, former governor, upon 5th Ota, ma drainage. But I would say from it take from Kimba, that side, around Kimba Street, around Kimba Lane, around Tonga Water Panisien, across the Rock QIC Primary School, Socorro, opposite the Kwaibodo, the Merogus Yoga the Raffin. For many years, for over 2 decades, a week of pocket no don't bouquet the sealed. Also, and you take machine, you go machine and make upon the thing the sealed. And you have been talking countless times. You know, I mean, got the thing that resolve American take it go more. Free for again, Gamalen, more of Guru. Then Maradi say, there can is okay, tell me. Aba drainage against Sakoro, I permit from about me from traffic light 4 lanes, me. I'm going to 2 lanes, me. But quite far. That drainage, I quite far. Go walk about them. So what stop at all work street go you mean here quarters? Deep quarters, iba quarter iba abaga deep quarter iba 2 lanes near quarter. Urora man near quarter. IBB near quarter. They don't have quarter. I was on a former young song. And Iraq Bama said, there may be no contractors with them. Nigerian Society of Engineers, go oversight. Tomorrow work. According to Nigerian Society of Engineers, contractors say I've been for a good government. But these are people certified. How can you be repairing road? So contractors, any blame. State government, proactive, then more won't go young and don't be secondary. But the most important thing I get those drainages.
So we'll take a breather right now. When we come back, we'll get on to other conversations. We understand there's been development regarding the Magistrate Court 7 saga in Akwa Ibom State and a revered journalist. We'll get back on that in a bit. Please stay with us.
106.9 powered to XL.
Guy, we don't talk since so. Make I go do my work, we go continue this talk later.
Oh boy, you don't talk. How about? You know the tire.
Now the new level be that too. This new MTN sachet bundle don't make life easy for me.
Brotherly, involve me now. Make myself they follow ya like you. Talk until you tire. When you day on top the new MTN sachet bundles, dial *312*7# and press 2 to start to enjoy from 100 naira. Load them. Talk they go.
Are you a parent with secondary school age children in need of admission? Then search no more. Introducing Presville High, a high school with a hybrid, innovative, and interdisciplinary based curriculum, outstanding educational programs, well-equipped laboratories for the sciences, extracurricular activities, and regular excursions, well-stocked library with digital resources, standard furnished and CCTV-equipped classrooms, modern, interactive, and technology-integrated teaching, and many more. Admissions into Junior High 1
to Junior High 3
are ongoing to secure a seamless transition into exceptionally high academic and co-curricular secondary school standards for your child.
Entrance examination takes place every Saturday by 10 a.m.
Join us at Presville High School, a top-notch secondary school offering 21st century education. Shape the future of your child today. For further information, please call 0708-2238-798 or 0818-2842-919. Presville Academy, excellence through learning and creativity.
Because it's good for stronger health. What do you need? Amatem, fast relief. If malaria disturb you with Amatem, no issue. Oh, only the best. Oh, Amatem subject. Fight malaria, no stress. Oh, Amatem subject.
When malaria show, no time to talk. Amatem soft gel na the odogu. Only the best.
Royal Line Technologies. People wey sabi say phone where Royal Line no get does not exist. Dem sabi say before they get phone problem, Royal Line Technologies Limited don already get solution for them. Royal Line Technologies Limited, wey don almost old like GSM technology for Nigeria, dem get grace to make communication easy for country people. Dem don stock every kind phone and accessories, and their price e correct well. And even if your money no complete, Royal Line Technologies get easy buy, wey go allow you drop small money, carry phone go house, pay small till you pay finish. Every phone where Royal Line they sell get warranty. If you buy phone carry go house and small time the phone begin behave like say im brain get knocking sound, Royal Line go repair and give you or give you brand new phone for free. No use your money take do tumbo for phone and accessory matter. Take waka enter any Royal Line shop where you sabi, and any phone and accessories where you find, you go see them for there, or you call them for 0701 0007 373. Royal Line is good all the time.
Hey, are you ready to start school? 'Cause I am.
Attention, all school owners and heads of schools in Akwa Ibom State.
The new academic session is just around the corner. It's time to make sure your school is the talk of Akwa Ibom. At xl1069fm, we are launching our massive back-to-school promo to help you reach more parents and students than ever before. Starting July 1st through September 30th, 2026, we've got an unbeatable offer. Buy 10 advertising slots for your school and we'll give you 5 extra slots absolutely free. That is, pay for 10 jingle spots and get 5 extra slots for free. Don't wait until the rush begins. Secure your airtime early and be the first choice for families across the state. At XL1069fm, we want to help you share your school's unique vision and excellence with the families that matter the most. And that is why we are giving to you this back-to-school promo. Don't miss this opportunity. Remember, when you pay for 10 slots, you get 5 extra slots for free. XL1069fm, amplifying excellence in education. Your school, our platform. Together we grow.
Yeah, what you gonna do now?
This is
Super Radio. Super Radio.
1069 XL FM.
Good morning. We're bringing you mornings like you've never heard.
More music, more news, more entertainment, and more fun. Weekdays from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m.
The XL Super Breakfast Show.
The XL Super Breakfast Show.
Only on XL 106.9 FM. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! This is it!
Waking you up every morning.
This is the XL Super Breakfast Show.
Only on XL 106.9 FM.
Thank you very much for staying with us. This is the Super Breakfast Show, the trio of IG, Sports Sailor, and Okodi this morning. I do. It is day 14, and this month is July, so we're almost halfway into it. And just that's a sort of reminder, just in case if you had anything planned out for this month. Say the months half don't go.
We are on the 45th day of the month.
Half don't go. If you know, you know. All right. So, as we get to step on the final lap of the conversation this morning, it's pertinent that we let you in on what transpired sometime in June. Right? We understand that there was some sort of renewal of calls on the Akwa Ibom State government to fully implement the anti-open grazing law of 2021. Of course, that was on the heels of one of brazen events as it regards a case being prosecuted under the law at Magistrate Court 7 at the time, of course, in Uyo. There's been a lot of development in that regard, which we will let you in on this one. That was part of the conversations that led to the NUJ, raising some press release to speak to the, in quote, intimidation of some journalists who were in court, and of course, a journalist whose case was supposed to be heard on that particular day in court. There was that particular, conversation That press release, which was signed by the secretary, right, of the Nigeria Union of Journalists, the Akwa Ibom State Council, Comrade Nsikak Esenowo, was titled "Journalist Humiliated, Barred from Court. NUJ demands immediate accountability from Magistrate Godwin Edemeko." Right? So we'll make sense of what transpired right there. And hopefully we'll be joined by Ibang Esene. But before then, talking about the NUJ, we're now joined by the number one journalist in Akwa Ibom State, Comrade Nsibie John.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to 001 of NUJ.
Happy birthday to you.
For he is a jolly good
fellow. For he is a jolly good fellow. For he is a jolly good fellow.
And so says all of us.
Hooray! And so says all of us. Hooray! And so says all of us.
Hooray!
For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're live on XL1069 FM, and we couldn't surprise you better than to start your day like this. Happy birthday to you. Thank you so much for yielding yourself to development in Akwa Ibom State, supporting journalists, ensuring that everywhere nice, everywhere good. Society know they are right. Journalists serve as they do their job. Government no intimidate them. People were supposed to intimidate, no intimidate them. So we thank you and commend you for it as we celebrate your birthday today.
Thank you so much.
The Jagaban of NUJ.
What are your prayers?
Thank you so much.
The chair, what are your prayers for yourself today?
My prayers for myself: long life, good health, and prosperity.
Long life,
all right, of course. Once again, we celebrate you heartily. Yeah, we celebrate you. Quickly, the chair, before we let you get back, we know that you took a bit of surprise this morning, so we had to also, put us as well in. But the last time we had a conversation right here, we were talking about a development in Magistrate Court 7 at the time, sometime in June, late June. And what followed was a press release, courtesy the NUJ, which of course you heard. And it was about the journalists who were on lawful duty to cover proceedings in that matter between the Commissioner of Police and one Abdullahi Yusuf, a herder. We understand that the journalists were arbitrarily barred, harassed, and forcibly ejected from an open court. That matter became a matter of significant public interest. And the NUJ did cite that the courtroom is not the private chambers of any judicial officer. Hence, the 3 pointers that you raised, you called for a public explanation from the magistrate, right? Godwin Edemeko. Amidst your demands was also an unreserved apology to the affected journalists via media organizations and the NUJ for that abuse of power and unprofessional conduct. And of course, you also called on the Honorable Chief Judge of Akwa Ibom State, Justice Ekaite Fabian Obut. You called on the National Judicial Council to investigate that incident and apply appropriate disciplinary measures. Now, while we will check back on what has happened in that regard, those 3 pointers you raised, we also understand that there's been a development to that particular case, right? Yesterday, we were met with the news that the magistrate had to recuse, himself from that trial. But we'll get to that in a bit. What with regard to your previous demands, put that side by side and maybe bring us up speed with the happenings around press freedom in the state lately.
Thank you very much. We will continue to strive for press freedom for every journalist in Akwa Ibom State, because it is a mandate that we carry. The press must be free to execute their constitutional responsibilities. Yes, let me put it side by side by what happened the other day, I think sometime in June, where some journalists were forcefully asked to leave an open court. And then to do what also happened yesterday during that particular court session. There have been some apologies, even though there have not been a formal apology to the union and the affected journalists, but there have been some interventions, and a lot of these interventions, there will always be an apology that it's not like that, we shouldn't take it to heart and all of that. But just yesterday, like you rightly noted, the magistrate actually recused himself. That was part of the demands of journalists, and even the person that the petitioner, that was part of it, because why we are worried is that it is an open court. If someone goes there, I don't know the person is a journalist, wouldn't that person still make this report? So a court, like you know, is not a private estate of any judicial officer. Anybody has the right to come sit down, listen to court proceedings, and walk away. And we'll continue to strive for press freedom, even though sometimes it's difficult to get it in an underdeveloped economy like Nigeria, underdeveloped civilization like Nigeria, but we'll continue to strive for it. Because a journalist is primarily your friend. A journalist is not harmful. He's thinking for the good of the society. Journalists, if you look at journalists, don't have a security vote or anything that needs to protect them. So what we do is to report and strive for a better society. But I'm happy that the magistrate have actually recused himself, and I'm also hopeful that whoever will have to handle that matter will be able to handle that matter in a very, very transparent manner, where anybody that goes to sit there and listen to that particular case will be allowed access. That case has become a subject of concern, not only to journalists, but to the entire Akwa Ibom people who would want to see what will come out of that particular case. And don't forget, the accused person has one or two concerns with the police as well. But then I think we don't need to jump the gun. We'll allow the law to take its full course, and we will follow it up to its logical conclusion.
So as against your demands, you're letting them down, the three demands you raised, that everything...
Those demands of ours, number one, which was an apology. Apology has not come formally, but it has come from different...
an informal...
appeal. They've given those apologies, but it has not come formally. Number two, we asked the magistrate to recuse himself because we do not have confidence. He has done that. I think the other one was
an investigation.
I think that we'll leave that one for by law, the Honorable the Chief Judge to handle. That is within her purview. I think those were the explicit demands that we made, and I would like to believe that. It is obvious. Almost all of them have been met.
All right, Mr. Chairman, before we let you go, what is your take on judicial confidence? June 18 was when that incident happened. I'm sure that a lot of Akwa Ibom people who hitherto had faith in the judiciary in Akwa Ibom were let down because, farms have been destroyed and these cattle are owned by the big men, the high and mighty in Akwa Ibom State. So judicial confidence was thrown out the window. Well, yesterday, the magistrate recused himself. Is that a semblance of a return of judicial confidence to Akwa Ibom citizens?
That may not be a semblance of judicial confidence, but for me, I still have confidence in the judiciary in Akwa Ibom State. One very unfortunate incident should not erode the confidence that we have. It's just like every profession, one person makes mistakes out of over 1,000, and then without the conclusion that there is no confidence. No, we still have confidence in the judiciary, as led by my Lord, the Honorable, the Chief Judge, Justice. But I have confidence in Akwa Ibom State judiciary, and that everything that needed to be done will be done. Just that incident was just an incident that shouldn't have happened, but unfortunately it happened. That one cannot allow us to assume that the judiciary is not doing well. For me, sitting down here and talking with you, I'm a product of, I've benefited from the judiciary a lot. I remember standing trial some years back, and it was the judiciary that the judiciary made me have confidence in them.
Okay.
And today also I can say I have confidence in the judiciary of Akwa Ibom State as led by the Honorable Chief Justice Akaite Fabiano. But that particular incident will not allow me and will not also allow me to encourage people not to have confidence in the judiciary. It was just one unfortunate incident that shouldn't have happened in the first place.
Okay.
That it happened doesn't mean that we shouldn't trust the judiciary. Let's continue to trust them and give them that benefit of that. For the fact that we raise an alarm and ask that the magistrate who acted in that manner recuse himself from that case. He came yesterday, recused himself. What his reasons were, we don't want to look into what he personally said were the reasons. The truth is that he has recused himself, and we are happy he has done that. Okay. And we are also trusting that whoever is going to handle that matter will handle it in a manner that all parties will be satisfied and be appreciable.
All right. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Yeah, Comrade Nsibia John, Chairman, Nigeria Union of Journalists, the Akwa Ibom State Chapter, for your time. And to have a swell time today. We don't want to stretch you even more. Your day is just getting started. Regardless, we're looking at our mails for location, nothing more.
Happy birthday, kid.
Nothing more.
Thank you so much.
All right. That's the voice of the NUJ chairperson, Chairman, Akwa Ibom State, Comrade Nsibia John, speaking to the concern which we had to highlight. Sometime June 18, right?
Yeah, June 18.
We had our reporter, Emedong Silva, at the court, Magistrate Court 7, to, as we understand, cover the proceedings of that case, right? Which was between the Akwa Ibom State Commissioner of Police and Abdullahi Yusuf, the herdsman suspected to have led his cattle to invade and destroy Ibanga Isena's farmland right here in Uyo, which we understand spans almost 3 hectares in January this year, only to get a report that our journalist, our reporter was asked out of the court,
kicked out,
forcibly so, right? Same as was the petitioner, as it were, Ibang Esene, who was also asked out of the court. There was an economist who is also a farmer, by the way, who was just at the court in solidarity because, according to him, look, this matter is a matter of grave concern, so I had to be in court as well. To listen to what's going to happen, the proceedings, right? That in person of Iboro Ibarra. He's a farmer as well, whose farmland, by the way, in a Senodum local government area was also invaded, right? He said it was a sad incident for the administration of justice in that regard. And many people had, the ones who were aware of that particular case had for some reason started to anticipate a test to the anti-open grazing law in Akwa Ibom State would finally come to bear, only to be taken by surprise of that, in court, in the words of the chairman's explanation, unfortunate incident to take place.
I came to court in solidarity with Mr. Ibanisene because I am a farmer that has also suffered losses. I became excited and I felt that if we could obtain a conviction, probably it will serve as a deterrent for the other headsmen that are in the habit of openly flouting, the government order on open grazing. But it was not to be because we that went to the Temple of Justice to seek justice were dismissed and barred from having access to the courtroom, and it was a very sad day indeed.
But I want to say that I've lost confidence in that court to hear my case. This is just one of the first cases where the anti-open grazing law would be heard. And right from the beginning, court officials were so antagonistic. I am calling on the governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Omoino, to please implement without let or hindrance the law banning open grazing in Akwa Ibom State. I'm going to defend the right of every Akwa Ibom farmer in the bushes because we have a right to farm.
Oh, this clips you just listened to date far back as June 18. right? That was the atmosphere, that was the feeling at the time. Not until yesterday, we understand there were some developments which we will make sense of this morning. Thankfully, we're now being joined by my comrade and a very revered journalist, Ibanga Isene. Thank you so much for being here with us. Good morning to you.
Oh, you don't want to complain. I want to debut, but I didn't know.
Good morning, sir.
How do you feel today, sir?
I'm fine. I'm just fine. I'm struggling to be fine.
Struggling to be fine.
Yeah, try.
But as compared to sometime June 18.
It's not been easy. You can't be totally fine in Nigeria with the current situation in the country. You can't be totally fine. So I'm struggling to be fine, just like every other Nigerian.
Well, the last time we heard from you, though not in person, was the time where your confidence was not so high about the judiciary or justice dispensation in Akwa Ibom State, owing to the concerns at the time. So, while we would want to proceed with the development yesterday, which has to do with the magistrate recusing himself from the case, I'd love for you, for the benefit of Akwa Ibomite who are just coming across this particular development, summarily letting them into what transpired in court that day, maybe a few days before court, right? To give us a bigger picture, then we can now proceed with what transpired yesterday and what it means to this particular concern. Thank you.
Yeah, the case is already before the court, so there's very little I can say about what is before the court. So,
that's right.
I won't preempt the court, as it were. But essentially, the judiciary in Nigeria, the court, is in court. Court in Nigeria, right from the lowest court of the land to the highest court of the land, is in court, both in the very precinct where it delivers justice and in the court of public opinion. And so it's a very critical time in the history of Nigeria where citizens are almost at the cusp of losing faith in the court. And when we lose faith in the court, it is one of the worst things. But that's not for me, because the reason that I took the matter to court is because I still believe that the Nigerian judicial system can offer justice that is seen, felt, and experienced. And so that's why I went to court. Yesterday was good because when we got to the court, even though the magistrate again attempted to bully me, I still stood my ground. What happened in court yesterday was I went as early as possible. I sat down quietly. I have covered the court for as long as possible to the highest court in the land as a journalist. And I know how to behave in the courtroom. I know what you should do and what you should not do in the courtroom. So I have never been found to do anything that is outside what a journalist, a normal journalist, should do while reporting court. So yesterday I went again, sat down quietly, and immediately His Worship walked in. The court officials became immediately antagonistic, and the clerk came to me directly and asked me to switch off my phone, put it in my pocket. My phone was already in my pocket, in my shirt pocket, and he insisted I have to put it. And I asked him, why are you so particular about me? And he said, you put off your phone. When I said why, I questioned why he was particular about me, the magistrate shouted or yelled from the where he was sitting and said, if he wants to start today, he has the contempt proceeding and is going to enter it against me, that is not going to take that from me. And I still insisted that they were particular about me. And that was when the clerk now turned and asked every other person. And even when he said that, some persons were still using their phone inside the courtroom. And I saw it. There was a policewoman, they did not carry their name tags, standing quite very close to me. Maybe he was stationed there. And then there was one outside, which means they were prepared for me. And then the clerk said no journalist would be permitted into the courtroom unless you have a permit from the chief judge of Akwa Ibom State, and again your identity card. As far as I know in this state, one of the only journalists who has that permit is Harrison Essien, and Harrison is a lawyer.
Right.
So I do not know where that came from and why journalists should not be allowed to cover a court, which is a public institution, in the exercise of their powers as contained in the Constitution. I think Section 22 of the Constitution is amended.
Exactly. So you said you've covered the courts in Nigeria from the lowest to the highest court in the land.
Yes.
Were you at any point in time subjected to tendering a permit?
No, not at all.
Before you covered the court?
No, not at all.
Let's say the Supreme Court. Were you asked to tender a permit?
No, not at all.
So
anybody the only problem is that they would not allow you to record.
Of course.
And then you would not behave unruly inside the courtroom.
Right.
You must maintain
decorum,
some level of decorum, and you observe, you take your note. Nobody will stop you from taking your note. They will tell you not to record in some cases, and in some many a times they will not even ask you whether you are recording or not. And it also depends on the sensitivity
of the
matter before the court. And so if the matter is not that sensitive of national security implication or things there too, nobody will even bother about having you in court. I have an experience. There was an experience where a friend of mine, he became a friend of mine, Sebastian Horn, a senior advocate of Nigeria, one of the most brilliant lawyers in this country. I was covering a case. He was defending the Abacha family in Port Harcourt. And then I've been a journalist for as long as 2000 till now. I've never been charged to court. I've never been asked to retract a story. I've never been asked to apologize. And so I was in court. I had reported what happened in court, and I went to follow up, to update on the sitting that day. And then Barrister Horn was apparently angry over the brutal quote unquote, because I rendered exactly what happened in court in a way he did not like.
Okay.
And so he tried to persuade the judge to hold me in contempt, that I was trying to misrepresent what happened in the court. So when the case had about two prongs, just like my case yesterday, so they had finished one. Immediately the magistrate went back to chamber. I now went in. He was a very jovial. It was hilarious. He made everything so very simple. So I went to him to tell him, thank you, sir. I love the way you handled the matter and how you relate with people, and you make it very easy for everyone. That I want to have that first judgment. And he said, it is very difficult to find journalists coming to ask for ruling and things like this, and coming into chamber to that. He does not believe, he doesn't know why journalists are afraid of approaching the bench each time. And so when we came back for the second part of the case, another prong of the case, my friend Horn tried so much, stood up and said there's somebody in the court who has not announced presence, and I should stand up and announce my presence, and that I've taken sides and all that. The judge, who had seen me in his chamber, knew what he was talking about and had read my story. So the judge will not say anything. He will make his application and then sit down. The judge will continue. He will get up again, and then the judge will tell him, look, just allow this thing. Any journalist who is in this court should report exactly, objectively, what we are doing in court. If anybody does anything otherwise, he will be held in contempt of court.
Exactly.
And that was all.
Exactly.
Yeah. And he didn't do anything to me. He didn't. That issue, that was the closest I got to having a confrontation with a judge, with the court.
Exactly. So you've had this experience, and now you're coming back to what Nigerians may consider the court at the lowest rung, a magistrate court. That
it's not a court of record.
Yes, at the court that should deliver justice to citizens at the very grassroots.
Yes.
And you were humiliated, or let me not use that word.
No, I was humiliated.
You were given that treatment.
I was humiliated.
I was yesterday again
frustrated. I was disrespected. I was dishonored. My integrity was important, because you cannot ask me, get out. I was not in your parlor. I didn't make any noise. You tell me, get out. Your staff was there when this was happening. The reporter from
xl1069fm,
the one from Inspiration FM, the lady from Pioneer was not even allowed to enter, to come close to where it was as if we were having Boko Haram.
Is that a gap in knowledge? Do you believe that the judge or the magistrate did not know what the law says about journalists?
No, it did not start from there. It started from when the journalists arrived, before even my arrival. You remember your staff?
Yes.
According to him, he told me he called you when he was told I did not even have a case.
Oh, yes.
And the whole thing started at that time. At the time I arrived at the court before 9, I was told I cannot be in court. The court clerks, the court official said I can't be in court.
Even when you were invited hitherto?
It is my
case was
case.
Listed.
I'm a nominal complainant. The case is between me and some other person. And the commissioner of police was the one prosecuting.
Okay.
So how can you tell me I can't be there? And some people said, oh, you introduced yourself as a journalist and a farmer, and that was the problem. So am I not a journalist? Am I not a farmer? What does that mean? Look, people don't know that as journalists, if you do not want to collect brown envelope, if you don't want to live a miserable life as a journalist, you have to have some side job.
That's right. Like a second address.
A second that gives you money, because when Nigeria or journalism happens to you and you do not have any fallback plan or system of funding or multi streams of income, you will be dry and dry. And so I am encouraging journalists, let me use this medium to encourage journalists out there to look for something else to do to earn a living, because essentially journalism will not, in the nearest future, if you are not a specialist, you do not you are not in tech, you do not understand tech, and you cannot apply it, you will be out there hungry. So you have to look for something else to do, which will not also affect your journalism practice. I work as a journalist today. I'm still a journalist, and I farm, and I'm proud.
All right, let's get to the meat of the matter. Yesterday, you granted interview to XL1069 FM,
yes.
and you stated categorically that you have investigated this matter up till now. You have figured that cattle, or those cattle, are owned predominantly by Akwa Ibom people. Is it the regular farmers that own the cattle?
No. I'm still on the investigation. It is unraveling. My findings shows that even at the highest level of politics in Akwa Ibom State, they are the owners of the cows.
Akwa Ibom people.
Akwa Ibom people own most of these cows. There are cows that come from the neighboring state. In Abia State, mostly does not allow herdsmen to go about their communities, and so So some of the cows come into Akwa Ibom, they bring it to Akwa Ibom and then take it there just to kill.
Okay.
So there's those ones, and there are the ones that come from those in the north.
Okay.
You know, remember in 2018, 2019, I followed cows. This same herdsman.
Yes.
I pretended to be a cow seller, an apprenticed cow seller, and I bought 2 cows. I bought goats, about 14 of them. I bought a ram and pretended to be a cow seller to follow them, a trail of what they go through on the road, bringing livestock and foodstuff to the south. And I followed for almost 3 days on the road, one of the worst roads you could ever think of, from Yola to Calabar, to Cross River to Uyo. And I marked all the checkpoints and the torture what these people were going through. That story won the Woolwich Award for 2019.
Yes, it did.
One of the best stories I have ever done, and the experience was crazy. Because while I was going back, we were encountered by these so-called bandits. It was not these bad
at the time.
Yes, at the time, but we encountered them in the road, and the driver parked the car and we ran into the bush. All of us entered the bush and we slept in the bush.
Oh my. So you paid that price, and now you're a farmer.
And then the same people that I defended, because after that story, all the state governors dismantled the checkpoints and the military, everybody, things were easy for them. I did that because they are Nigerians, they are doing legitimate business.
Okay.
But now I'm also doing a legitimate business, and I did this because the governor, let's not play pranks with this. The governor asked all Akwa Ibomites to go back to the farm. And like I said, he declared a public holiday. Initially, it was 2 days.
2 days.
2 days in a month. In a month. And then ask people to go into farming. And it is the initial letter of the Arise agenda. I embraced it totally. Came in. I've lost money in farming. I've lost so much money. It was in this state that I gave somebody money to, he came presenting a proposal telling me how farming is lucrative, and farming is good. It's lucrative. And I gave him money. He ate the money and blamed climate change. Now I'm farming. It is not climate change that damaged my crop. Herdsmen damaged my crop. And to be sincere, I knew it could happen. And then I got barbed wire round the whole farm, the whole expanse of the farm. There's barbed wire.
Almost 3 hectares.
Almost 3 hectares. And these people will come, cut the barbed wire from the bush where you cannot see, and bring in cattle. Hundreds of cattle.
So that's
inside.
intentional.
Intentional.
Do you feel you're being targeted?
I can't say yet, but let me put it on record here. If anything happens to me anywhere when I'm in Nigeria, anywhere in this country, they should hold the herdsmen responsible. And I'm saying that clearly because I've been targeted now. Like the other day I was in the farm, somebody came on a bike, stopped, walked in, and was looking as if he was looking for something in my farm, and then climbed the back. By the time I went out there to ask, what are you looking for? He climbed the back and left.
Have you received any verbal threats?
No verbal threats at all. But let me say something here, and it is not in the public domain. The police should be asked what happened when that header was taken in for investigation. That header, the same header who invaded my farm, stabbed a policeman, and the case is still in the same magistrate court. He stabbed one policeman, one Imo. He stabbed the policeman when he tried to escape. I do not know how he got a dagger inside him or how he carried a dagger into the police headquarters. I'm challenging the police to say it is not true. He stabbed a policeman, and if he could stab within the precinct of the police headquarters, you know what is happening. People are talking about how they are killing innocent farmers in the villages, and nobody seems to be interested or doing something about it. The government is I let the the Commissioner for Internal Security said there's no place in the anti-grazing law, open grazing law, that says cattle should not be good. Does he study English? Anti-open semantics, common semantics, anti-open grazing. That is the title of the law. And you are telling me, where did you study? With due respect, sir, that in a law that says anti-open grazing, and you could come on live television in front of the governor, and the governor did not reprimand him, that shows that maybe he owns a cow, or maybe those in the room own cows.
Because
we have their names. And as we are going, if this madness is not stopped, we will name names, name the number of cows each person owns, where they are, and we will make a quiet when people know that those who are sending cows to eat your crops are your leaders,
your brothers. Do you
also you confirm that the commissioner for police, is it last year, 3 of us we interviewed him in the office, also confirmed that the big guys them.
Yes,
exactly. So let's make sense of this. Do you think that the governor is not aware of the
governor is aware?
So why do you think the governor is not doubling down on the law? Which
you ask the governor. I'm not the governor.
Do you think the governor owns a cow?
When it gets there, we'll talk about it.
All right. So let's talk about insecurity. We know that in some states in Nigeria, it started like this. It was not controlled, and it blew up to become what it is. Yeah, the way it's going in Akwa Ibom, do we keep fingers crossed?
I have warned. I have investigated the crisis between headers. This so-called farmer header crisis. It has nothing to do with farmer header crisis. I put it on record, and I want to be contradicted that this is not about farmers and headers.
Okay.
Our politicians who are bringing some of these people into our communities and they are unleashing violence on our people should know that they are preparing ground for conquest. What is happening in Benue? What is happening in Plateau? What is happening in Oyo? What is happening in Ogun? What is happening in Lagos, in Nasarawa, in Taraba, in Kwara, in
Borno.
In Borno.
Now Benue.
Not just Benue, Kogi, Zamfara. These are people who are not just about the cattle. They want to take over lands, and they have taken over swaths of lands belonging to indigenous people.
Who are these people?
Are they Nigerians?
Some of them are Nigerians. You cannot come into Nigeria.
You say it's not just about farmer header. So
yes.
who is it about?
Okay, who are those?
Who versus the header?
Wait. Who are those involved in most of the criminalities in the north now? Who are those?
Well, they are bandits.
Who are bandits? Bandits don't have names. When we had militant, they were calling them militant, Niger Delta militant.
Well, head of
and they refer them to mostly Ijos. They will say that Ijos are the militant, and Ijos will wear the toga, with pride. They will talk about IPOP. Who are they? Igbos. Fulanis. So let's not leave this issue of banditry.
Do you deduce that the Internal Security Ministry is not taking this as serious as you think it is?
Maybe it could, but maybe it's not given the right tools and the right resources to do the job, or it's simply not willing to do because it's also involved in cattle rearing. So those involved are the other man in the team is a Fulani man who owns cattle, who brings in cattle. And like we say, I don't know whether the Honorable Commissioner for Internal Security, a very nice gentleman, with due respect. I met him in Port Harcourt when Amechi was governor, and one of those times was a tough guy. He confronted Amechi and stopped Amechi from going about like as if he was an electoral umpire. And stopped him He said, you go back to your office, go back to government house. And they escorted him, took him back to government house. He ran into trouble because of that. I had tremendous, we shook hands, and I'm proud to be an Akwa Ibom man. You're Akwa Ibom, Akwa Ibom guy. I'm proud to be.
I used to be proud of him.
Yes, of him. But that's not the man I know today. I call him on phone. He doesn't pick my call. I send a text message to him. He doesn't reply. I had some security tips at a point, and I called the former commissioner for information in Nimebo. Say, I want to get in touch with this man. Nimebo gave me his number and told me he has prompted him that I'm going to call. I called. He didn't pick my call. I don't know. I can't say so.
Now you have said that you have investigated this matter. You figured that some influential still investigating. Yes. Influential politicians have their hands in this matter. They have cattle on the streets of Akwa Ibom State, and they are hiring these people that you say are into conquest.
Absolutely.
So does that mean, or can we take it home, that we have politicians in Akwa Ibom who are preparing the grounds to hand over Akwa Ibom
not directly? You cannot say so.
Okay.
No, you cannot say so.
Okay.
But they are doing business. Let me clarify that they are doing business. They are rearing cattle.
Okay.
They have a way of getting the cattle, and it's very profitable business. Anybody can go into any business. So they're hiring the experts. If you start a radio station, you'll not hire a wine tapper to come and run it.
Right.
You'll hire somebody who knows how to run it, because you want to make profit. So they hire the right people. But how right are these right people in the security nexus, in the security circle, in what is happening in the entire country? Is what is the problem? Is the problem. So if you bring in somebody who is violent, who could go into a police headquarters and stab a policeman with an armed policeman, that means he could do anything to anyone, and because he knows he can get away with it, he knows who is behind him. One of these guys told my staff in one of my farms that these cattle are owned by our people. Our people own them, and now big people, you cannot do anything. They say that, so they will tell you that. And when you see somebody carrying a cattle in the middle of the road in an estate like Osongoma, in the middle of the road, he doesn't care who you are, what you are driving. We have a local adage. Yes.
Is it possible that these politicians tell their cattle herders to do however they like?
Okay, if like the president of Nigeria owns this station, and you know that you're untouchable, you don't need to be told whether he knows his boss. He knows the power his the power the boss has.
But the president, knowing the law, can reprimand any of us if he owns the station and say, "Oh, you are
because because you are educated, you would not want to overstep the boundaries."
Okay.
These people are not educated.
Nigeria.
Yeah, they have never gone to school. They have not gone to school. So what they know is that they have bosses. These cows are owned by this person, and they know the power this person is. He sees the kind of people who come to this person, and he sees the kind of people this person gives cows when he wants to donate cows, or when he receives cows, and he knows, oh, I can do anything and nothing will happen, and they are doing it everywhere in Akwa Ibom.
Okay.
You've commended the judiciary for reassigning the case to another court.
Yes.
When is your next day in court?
I can't say so. We are still in the process of trying to get
a new magistrate.
The case assigned. When the case is assigned, we'll know where we will be going. But the fact is that I have very serious respect for the judiciary. What happened is an isolated case, and I've never seen it in my career as a journalist, and so that isolated case cannot destroy the reputation and what the judiciary in Nigeria is doing. The larger issue of people not, like I said, the judiciary is in court, is because a lot of rulings have come that have made people begin to think, are we still on the right track? And I think the judiciary in Nigeria, just like journalism, is also evolving, and God will give us, a bright light on the other side of the tunnel.
Well, so case body back them boy will get the hate that's in so. But behind the middle politician. So now you're having a case with politicians.
Yes, I'm having a case with politicians.
I even had to ask you the question so that nobody is surprised to see you in court the next time you have to be in court. No. Or nobody asks you, do you have case today?
Unless maybe I wear a mask, Ekpo masquerade has been arrested. So if I dress like a masquerade, so they will be afraid that, Egungu has crossed the road and entered the court.
Right.
No, it's how you walk out.
No.
But that's how you identify.
Let me say this, and seriously, if anything happens to me anywhere, please, the headers and the owners of the cows should be held responsible. This is the first time this kind of situation is happening where we are challenging these people, and the owners of the cows are very powerful people as well as the headers who carry the cows around.
Right.
And I'm putting on record, if anything happens to me, the headers and the owners of the cows, which I have documented, I have document to show that, and I've filed them.
You've not told us who.
No, I will. But I've filed them with forbidden story.
Okay.
Let them go and learn who the forbidden stories are. I'm already an endangered human being, species everywhere I go. Globally, they know that I'm endangered. And so I have added the headers, I have added the owners of the cows and their names to forbidden story. They're keeping the record so that if anything happens to me, they will know who to call and what to do.
All right. Thank you so much, Comrade Ibanga Isene, for your time this morning, and we're wishing you the best.
Thank you so much for having me.
Prayers are with you.
Please, Akwa Ibom people, go about farming. Your government is doing something. I know that they are hearing us now, not just me. They are hearing from us now. They know that they want us to farm for food security, food availability, affordability, and price stability. That is why we have to farm.
Exactly.
God bless Akwa Ibom State. Okay, man, I cannot do one.
All right.
Yes, it's one. Thank you so much.
Oh, just that we would, Akwa Ibom people would have used the name, so they know who to look on the face and say. Coming up next is Parenting 101 Akwa Ibom State. Do have a lovely day today and be careful as you go out there. Please get back to farm as well. It's important that you do that. On behalf of the Super Breakfast Show team, this is the voice of the Supreme Character. Yai Soami Adodukara.
Wake up in the morning, tune the frequency right. Excel on the dial, bringing energy and light from the streets to the office. Everybody locked in, good music, hot topics. Let the day begin, motivate the dreamers, celebrate the winners. Every voice got a place, every story getting bigger. Connecting the community, one song at a time. Keeping hope alive through every rhyme. No limits, no stopping, no holding us down. We're building something special in every town. When the people need a platform, we answer the call. Excel, standing tall, giving chances to all. We go higher. Hands in the air. Say we go higher. Dreams on the rise. Say we go higher. 106.9. Yeah. We go higher. Yeah. We go higher. From the ground to the sky. Yeah. We go higher. Every night. Yeah. We go higher. Every day, every night. Yeah. We go higher. XL 1069. We go higher.
the message be heard. Every show, every voice, every meaningful word. From entertainment to information and news, giving people inspiration and a reason to move. We shine a light where the darkness reside. Keep the city connected, keep the culture alive. For the hustlers and the dreamers, we salute your grind. Keep believing in yourself, greatness takes time. The future looking bright and the vision is clear. XL in the building and we changing the year. If you're ready for the journey, put your hands up high, cause we're reaching for the stars and beyond the sky. When I say XL, we go higher. When I say radio, we go higher. When I say 1069, we go higher. It's in London, we go higher. We go higher. We go higher.
Hands in the air, set, we go higher. Dreams on the ground, set, we go higher. 1069, yeah, we go higher. Yeah, we go higher. From the ground to the sky, yeah, we go higher. Every day, every night, we go higher. Every day, every night, we go higher. XL 1069, we go.
Hey, listen.
I am Dr. Isan Awa, a mother of 4 beautiful children. My job at the University of Oxford involves supporting individuals across Africa and other places to succeed in their role of parenting so that they can raise the next generation of great men and women that the world needs. Believe me, parenting is a tough job, especially in today's world. Parents, you are amazing and deserve praise as well as support. And I'm here to help. Join me Tuesday mornings from 9:20 to 9:30 on Parenting 101 for tips and insights on how to raise children that we all will be proud of.
Jesus, yeah, you have done it again. Jesus, yeah, in your special way, what was impossible, you made possible. Jesus, yeah, sing it one more time. Jesus, yeah, Jesus, yeah, you have done it again. Jesus, yeah, in your special way, what was impossible, Baba, you made possible. Jesus, yeah. Now listen.
Hello, Parenting 101 family. We're giving a final chance to parents and caregivers to take part in a short survey to help us improve this program. This is our second and final survey and is open to all listeners, including those who completed the first survey a few months ago. It takes just a few minutes and all responses are completely confidential. We need your feedback on this program, so please take a few minutes and complete the survey. To participate, please visit my Facebook page for the survey link, Isang Awa, on Facebook. Thank you. And good morning, listeners. Welcome to another exciting episode of Parenting 101 with Isang on xl1069fm. Memayete Mokomo. I am Dr. Isang Awa, Head of Advocacy at the Global Parenting Initiative, Department of Social Policy and Intervention, University of Oxford, and I'm delighted to be with you once again to share practical, evidence-based tips to help you raise happy, healthy, confident, and resilient children. I'm especially excited because today's program is a little different. We are live again, and this time we have 30 minutes together. During the first half of the program, I'll be talking about managing stress and anger, something that every parent experiences from time to time. Then in the second half, I'll be taking your questions live. So I encourage you to prepare your questions, call in, share your experiences, or ask any parenting questions you may have. Now, I know I say this often, but it bears repeating. Parenting is one of the most important jobs, the most important job actually, and it's very challenging, but also very, very rewarding. I know it's not easy. So to every parent, grandparent, guardian, or caregiver listening today, I want you to know this. You are doing an incredible job. The fact that you're listening today tells me that you care deeply about your children or the children that are under your care. And for that, you deserve to be celebrated, encouraged, and supported. If you're going through a difficult season with your child or children, perhaps they're not listening to you, they're testing boundaries, or you're simply feeling overwhelmed, please know that you are not alone. Every parent healthy and happy lives and positively parent our children. All parents, and when I say all parents, I mean all parents, including rich parents, poor parents, parents with many children, parents with only one child, educated parents, not so educated parents, religious parents, parents who are not religious. All parents experience stress. Indeed, everyone experiences stress. It's a part of life. As long as we're alive, we will meet with situations that can leave us very stressed. You're running late for an important meeting at work, and someone suddenly hits your car, or your car suddenly breaks down. The rent is due, but the money you have been expecting has still not hit your account. I've been in all of these situations at different times in my life. Or a loved one is diagnosed with a dreaded illness. Maybe your child is not doing well at school, or your adult child who has graduated is yet to find a job. You're having issues with a colleague, or your spouse, or a family member. You may be experiencing a situation of behavior that you see as unfair, hurtful, or wrong. It could be any of these that I have mentioned, or none of this. The list of things that could bring stress is endless, and many of these things are not within our control. In other words, there's nothing we can do to change the situation. However, we can find constructive ways to relieve and manage stress, and that's what I want to talk about today. Before I dive into tips for managing stress, I want to share a short story from the internet to demonstrate why we need to manage stress. And some of you may already know the story. Here it goes this way. A professor entered his classroom with a glass of water. He raised the glass of water. Everyone in the room expected the well-known half-empty or half-full question. But instead, to everyone's surprise, the professor smiled and inquired, "How heavy is this glass of water?" The answers called out ranged from 8 ounces to 15 ounces. The professor said, "I need to weigh it to know how much exactly it weighs. But the question I want you to answer is, what if I held the glass up for a minute? What would happen to me?" "Nothing," the students answered unanimously. "But what if I hold it for an hour?" asked the professor. "Your arms will start aching," answered one of the students. "You are right." "But what if I held it up for a whole day?" queried the professor. "Your arms will feel numb, your muscles get stressed, and it may even get paralyzed," ventured another student. "You are right," exclaimed the professor. "So what should I do to avoid the pain?" asked the professor. "Keep the glass down," answered a student. "Exactly," said the professor. He continued, "In all the cases, the weight of the glass remains the same, but the longer I held it up, the heavier it became. The stress and worries in life are like a glass of water. If you think about them for a while, nothing happens. Think about them for longer, and they will start hurting. Think about them even longer, you will feel stressed and paralyzed." Parents, the lesson is this. While it is essential to think about the challenges in life and seek to address them, we should not carry the stress long enough that it begins to ache and paralyze our lives. Chronic, lasting stress can increase a person's risk for problems such as high blood pressure, heart attack, or even stroke. It isn't really the stressful things that kill. It is our responses to it. I want to repeat that again. It isn't really the stressful things that we face in life that kill. However, it is the way we respond to the stress that we meet. So we must learn to manage stress. The first thing is to identify what is making us stressed. We may be able to avoid it by making some adjustments. For example, if you're stressed by how long you spend in traffic on the morning commute to work, you can try preparing the kids earlier and leaving your home earlier. I know there are some stressful situations we cannot control, but we can stop worrying about them. If we look back, we will realize that some of the things we worried so much about years ago are not so important today. I can certainly say that for myself. Many of the things I worried about so much in many years ago, they are not important anymore. Also, some of the problems that we worried about resolved themselves one way or the other. So make the adjustments you can and don't worry about the things you cannot change. The second thing is to have realistic goals and expectations. Stress sometimes means we are trying to do too much. So be realistic in setting your goals. Break larger tasks down into smaller, more achievable ones, and don't try to do everything at once. Trying to do everything at the same time will end in exhaustion. If your budget and lifestyle allow this, outsource certain tasks, including house chores and cooking. Then the third thing we need to do in managing stress is ask for help and learn to delegate. Even positive changes like having a baby can be stressful. Don't be afraid to ask for and receive offers of help from family members and friends, as this will make this season of your life easier to cope with. You also need to learn to delegate. You don't have to do everything, and you can't do everything, whether at home or at work. You can arrange for a trusted friend or relative to care for your child for a while so that you can sleep, rest, or go for a walk. You can also arrange for someone to help with other chores at home. It may not be done exactly or as perfectly as you would do it, but as long as no one gets hurt, it's totally fine. Remember to take care of yourself and your own needs, physical and emotional. Again, ask for help and learn to delegate. Number 4, whenever you feel stressed, take a pause. And here's how to do this. Find a comfortable, upright sitting position with your feet flat on the floor. And if you're listening and you can do this where you are, please do it right now. Let's start the practice. So find a comfortable, upright sitting position with your feet flat on the floor. Your hands resting in your lap. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Notice what thoughts you are experiencing and how you feel emotionally. Notice how your body feels. Notice any discomfort or tension. Notice that you are breathing. You may want to place one hand on your stomach and feel it rise and fall with each breath. Follow your breath all the way in, how it pauses and how it exhales out. Allow your focus to expand to the whole body. You may want to reassure yourself by saying, "It's okay. Whatever it is, I am okay." When you are ready, open your eyes. You can take a pause at any moment in the day, especially when you feel stressed. Here are other tips on managing stress. Find someone you can talk to about how you are feeling. If you're losing your temper, give yourself a 10-second pause. Breathe in and out slowly 5 times. Then try to respond in a calmer way. You can also manage stress by changing negative thoughts and feelings into positive thoughts. I try to do this whenever I remember. So instead of thinking, we'll soon run out of money and won't have enough money to pay the rent and the landlord will kick us out, you can change your thoughts to, we'll manage what we have and save enough to pay a deposit for the rent. Everything will be okay. All right, parents, we're going on a short break now, and when we return, the microphone will be yours. Yes, I'll be taking your questions live, so get ready to ask, share your experiences, or seek advice on your parenting journey.
Parenting 101 with Dr. Isan Awa, live only on XL 106.9 FM.
Today, I guess the melody in my heart. Today, my joy is full for Jurumanya. Now you wanna change my story, move me from glory to glory, Baba. I love the way you father me. Oh my God, you too much. Oh Lord, my God, I gotta praise you forever. Oh Lord, my God, I gotta praise you forever. For all you've done, I gotta praise you forever. Come follow me, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. I say praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. I say praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. I say praise my God. Oh, sing, hey. I say sing, hey. Oh, sing, hey. Everybody praise the Lord. Everybody praise the Lord. I say praise the Lord. Oh, yeah, praise the Lord. Since the day you touched me, your hand, everything about me uncover. Now I'm living life with your child. None of me they do now your power. Yeah, I love your way. It's lovely. You know they fail from day to day. He show me. I say, oh Lord, my God, I gotta praise you forever. For all you've done, I gotta praise you forever. Yeah. Come follow me, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. I say praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. I say praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. I say praise my God. Oh, sing, hey. I say sing, hey. Oh, sing, hey.
Welcome back, listeners. This is still Parenting 101 with Isang on xl1069.fm, and we are live. I'm looking forward to your comments, questions, or reflections. And this time, the line is open. You can call us on 0700 000 1069. You can also call on 0809 222 1069. If you're calling from outside the country, please remember to start with +234. Again, the lines are 0700 000 1069. You can also call on 0809 222 1069. And if you want to reach us via WhatsApp, we take calls, WhatsApp calls, and SMS. The line to call is 0809 333 1069. Again, for your WhatsApp calls and messages, please reach us on 0809 333 1069. Are we live on Facebook today? We are also live on Facebook, so you can reach us at xl1069.fm on Facebook. We are live on Facebook, so please feel free to post your comments and questions. We have a call coming in. Please go ahead. I think someone is trying to call. Yes. Hello. Please go ahead with your comment or question. I think we have lost that call. Okay. While I'm waiting for your calls and comments to come in, we're going to read out some common questions and comments that parents have. And this one says, what if the source of my stress is something I cannot change, like unemployment or illness? Now, I want to say, first of all, I know that this is a very real situation for many families. Unemployment, illness, and to anyone facing this, I'm sorry that you're going through this challenging season, but I want you to know that it won't always be this way. Also, the key thing to remember is that while we cannot always change our circumstances immediately, we can choose how we respond to them. So I'm just going to share a few tips on how you can deal with this situation. Focus on what you can control. And the first thing that you can control is your attitude to the circumstances. Okay, I think we have another call, so I'm going to pause for the call to come in. Oh, again, it's gone off. Okay, like I was saying, you can control your attitude, you can control your thoughts and what you think about. Focus on the positive things happening in your life, and that will go a long way in determining how you feel about your circumstances. This is one thing that I've really been trying to practice my thoughts, and I find out that it affects even how I feel. If I focus on positive thoughts, it affects how I feel about the circumstances and the situation. And when you're feeling stressed, control your breathing. I talked about that earlier. Take a pause. You can also control how you speak to your children and other people. If you respond from the stress, you're likely to say wrong things, to react wrongly. So practice breathing. Take a pause when you're upset. Control how you speak to your children and other people. Control how you spend the little time that you have with your children, with your family. Sometimes changing our response changes the atmosphere in the home, even before our circumstances change. So just to recap again, if you can't change the situation, like maybe there's unemployment or illness, focus on the things that you can control. You can control your thoughts. You can start thinking about, there's a popular hymn, count your blessings. Name them one by one. By the time you start thinking about the positive things you still have going for you, it will change how you feel about your circumstances. So control your thoughts, control your attitude, control your breathing when you feel stressed, control how you speak to your children and other people. No matter how anxious you may be, don't focus on the negative things. Don't speak the negative things. Okay, a call is coming in.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Oh dear, I'm not sure what's happening. But if you're listening, please feel free to send us a WhatsApp message, or you can paste your comment or put in your comment, post your comment on the Facebook Live, xl1069fm Facebook. And for those who may be wondering the numbers to call, again, the numbers are 0700 000 1069 if you're making a direct call, 0809 222 1069. You can also call 0208 591 1069 or 0208 591 9536. For WhatsApp messages, you can reach us on 0809 333 1069. WhatsApp 0809 333 1069. And if you're having challenges putting through your calls, feel free to. Oh, there's another call coming in. I hope this one comes through. Oh dear. Please, if you're listening, you can also go on Facebook and post your comments or questions there. Okay, I'm going to take another question, another common question that parents have. What should I do when I feel like I'm... Okay, I'll pause. We have apologies to all who are having challenges trying to reach us, but please go on Facebook Live. I think that's the easiest place. You can post your comments and questions there. So the question I was about to take is, what should I do when I feel like I'm losing my temper with my child? I have been there as a parent over many, many times, and I'm sure every parent you've been there. And I want to repeat some of the things I said earlier. The first thing to do is take a pause. Pause. Don't speak immediately. If you are losing your temper, take a deep breath. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and breathe out slowly. Count to 10 if you need to. And if you count to 10, you still feel... pause. Yeah, please come in.
Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you for calling.
My name is...
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, I wanted to ask, how can we ease up stress? How can we ease up extra stress on a woman?
Sorry, that wasn't quite clear. Do you mind coming again? How can we do what? I'm so sorry, I didn't get that question. But if you're listening, the caller, please feel free to post your comment or question on Facebook, xl1069fm. We are live on Facebook. Okay, the question I was answering is, what should I do when I feel like I'm losing my temper with my child? And I talk about taking a pause. Don't speak immediately. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, count to 10 if you need to, and if you still feel stressed, count to 10 again. Many times that short pause is enough to stop us from saying something we later regret.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am Angela from you.
Thank you, Angela, for calling in.
How can we manage stress when we are under stress? As when we have something like that is home stress from our children.
From our children. Thank you. Great question. That's exactly what I was talking about. So I'll just recap some of the things that I have discussed. And the first thing I want to say is, when you feel stressed, maybe your child has done something. You said now home stress from your children. Take a pause. Don't react in that moment. And to take a pause, you find a comfortable upright sitting position with your feet flat on the floor, your hands resting in your lap. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Notice what your thoughts are experiencing, what thoughts you're experiencing, and how your body feels. Breathe in and out. Follow your breath all the way in and out. And, just reassure yourself it's going to be okay. But if the child is right there in front of you, you don't want to do that, you can also count. Give yourself a 10-second pause. Breathe in and out slowly 5 times. Then you try to respond in a calmer way. So if the child is right there, sometimes what I found helpful is to tell my child to leave right there. Okay, can you excuse me? So that I get calm first of all. And then when I'm calmer, I will call back my child and address the situation. But please don't react in the moment, because you're likely to say the wrong thing or react in a negative way. I'll be happy to talk more about this. Feel free to post your comments and questions. I'll be happy to discuss this some more next week. We are almost at time. But before we close today's program, I want you to think about whatever is causing you stress today that you need to put down, just like the professor put down the glass of water. Is it worry? Is it guilt? Is it trying to be a perfect parent? Please put it down. Ask for help if you need it. Remember to delegate. Focus on your thoughts. Parents, to positively parent your children, you need to be alive, healthy, and happy. So please practice the tips I shared on how to manage stress. Also remember to practice the other tips. Spend quality time with your children. Play with them. Next week, I will continue and I'll talk about anger and effective ways to manage anger. Thank you for joining me, and please join again next week. Feel free to share your comments and questions with me on Facebook and Instagram through my handle Isangawa. Remember, it's Tuesday, 10 a.m. Also, please remember to take part in our survey. You can go to my Facebook page and share your feedback on this program. You'll see the link to the survey on my Facebook page. Thank you again. Please join us next week, Tuesday at 10 a.m. Until then, memayete etmebao. Goodbye.
The Bible says, once as is